What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be ranking the best running backs of 2023 to 2024. It's my opinion. It's not really based off stats. It's just how I thought the running backs did this year. Number one, I've obviously got Christian McCaffrey. He's my favorite player this year. He had 26 touchdowns, over 2,000 scrimmage yards. This guy's a beast, and he's white somehow. I don't know. I just really like him. He won Offensive Player of the Year. Definitely deserved number one. I feel like he was like a mile ahead of everybody else. Number two, I got Kyren Williams. This is kind of surprising that I put him here, but I feel like he missed 5 games and still had over like 1,000 rushing yards or maybe even more than that. I don't know, bro. Just seems like a baller. He's a really good running back. Scored a lot. I mean, he's just a really good running back, and if he hadn't missed those 5 games, I mean, he would have been up here with McCaffrey. Then I got Raheem Mostert. I don't love the guy, but he's a really good running back. Fast, second in touchdowns, so I feel like he just deserved number three. Then I got Breece Hall. I got Breece Hall here because I felt like he was always having a couple big plays per game. Some games he didn't do a whole bunch, but he was like the only good player on the Jets team, and I mean somehow he still managed to do pretty well on the Jets, so that's why I feel like he deserved number four. He was like the only actual good player who did good on this team. I mean, Garrett Wilson's obviously a good player, but he didn't do crap. Number five, I got Isaiah Pacheco. He's just a hard runner, man. I like the guy. He went through some tough stuff and still managed to work his way up to a starting running back position. I mean, he can just run through people. It's crazy. He reminds me a lot of McCaffrey, but just less reserved. Harder runner. I got Travis Etienne. I feel like this guy just did really well. Not necessarily later in the season when the Jaguars fell off, but especially at the beginning, and then even when they weren't doing well, he was still a pretty good player. But I feel like this guy scored a decent amount and just had a bunch of yards. I got Derrick Henry. I mean, King Henry's always making top 10 as long as he's in the NFL. Bro was low-key a quarterback. He threw a couple touchdowns this year. He's just hard runner, man. I mean, I almost put him above ETN, but I didn't. I feel like he didn't shine through quite as much this year. But I mean, Derrick Henry's just a beast. I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, this guy's fast. He can score. I feel like he was just super flashy this year, just like the whole Lions offense was. But this guy, as a rookie, really shone through and kind of earned his way to 8th place. Number 9, I got Joe Mixon. I feel like Joe Mixon was really slept on this year. He scored a pretty good amount of touchdowns. Good runner. I mean, I just feel like he deserved 9th. I feel like he's really slept on, underrated, especially this year. So I put him at 9th place. Number 10, I got Saquon Barkley. Saquon's a lot like Breece Hall. He was like the only good player on the Jets, except he didn't shine through quite as much as Breece. I mean, Saquon had a good amount of great games, good games. But, I mean, that's when he was having like 35 rush attempts, So, I mean, what can you expect? But, I mean, he also had a lot of duds. He wasn't like making the Giants offense, so that's why I felt like he went at number 10. Number 11, I got Alvin Kamara. The only real reason why he wasn't above Saquon was because he got suspended for a while. I mean, I wasn't sure if this guy's a receiver or running back. When I played against him in fantasy, he had like 15 catches, like what? So, but I mean, I feel like he was really well-rounded player. He was above average, so I put him at 11. Number 12, I got Bijan Robinson. This guy was really mid, like throughout games, but he always had a weekly highlight where he went crazy. He would just have like that one runaway play. Now that's really what got him to number 12. Also, bro has drip. So number 13, I got James Cook. James Cook's just cool, man. Like the only game I really watched him and like paid attention to him was when they played against the Cowboys, and he had like 180 rushing yards. But I know he had a couple drops, but as a running back, I feel like he did really well. Number 14, I got Devon Achane, or Achane, whatever you want to call him. But I mean, this guy's just fast, but he's made of glass. He was hurt for like most of the season, but especially at the beginning, or even at the end. He was just scoring so many touchdowns. Like, he was doing better than Raheem Mostert, but then he got hurt. I feel like if he hadn't gotten hurt, he would definitely be top 10. But even though he was hurt and didn't have the best stats, I still put him at 14. I got Rachaad White. This guy was very average, but a little bit underappreciated. I feel like he was a very good player. I would say that he was a very good average player. I got Jerome Ford filling for Nick Chubb. I feel like he definitely had a couple good games, but very mid. Other than that, I mean, he's a good runner, so he earned himself 16. I got David Montgomery. I almost put him above Rachaad White and Jerome Ford, but I feel like, he's competing against Jahmyr Gibbs and like the whole Lions offense pretty much shown through. And I feel like this guy was very good, but couldn't really earn his spot up because he wasn't like the best guy in the Lions offense, but I still felt like he did very well. They got James Conner, very mid, average. Couple of good plays, I mean, I didn't watch him a whole lot. Felt like he just deserved 18. Then I have Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he missed the first like 4 games, but I mean, I feel like he was still a good player, and so he goes at 19. He was still pretty good, but because of those 4 games, and I mean, he just didn't shine through a whole lot. But I felt like he definitely deserved top 20. Then I have Tony Pollard. I don't know. He's just a name I recognize, I guess. I mean, he was honestly super mid, but I mean, he would score a touchdown here and there. I mean, he could just not run the ball. The Cowboys could not run the ball this year. So, and the honorable mentions, got Nick Chubb. If he hadn't gotten hurt, I mean, he's a beast. So, I mean, he definitely would have been like top 5, I feel like. But sadly, he blew out his knee. And then at honorable mentions, I also have Eckler. I don't know. He got hurt, I guess. He had a good first game. Kind of sucked the rest of the season, though. Couple touchdowns. But honestly, it just felt weird making a best running back list without Eckler on it. And then finally, honorable mentions number 2, I've got Lamar Jackson. No explanation needed. Bro was just a running back. Alright, have a good day.